Hey, fatty! It's time to get real. It's time to get real about what way of eating actually gets the most insane weight loss results, you fat pigs. What diet gets the most insane body weights? The lowest, most insane body weights you've ever seen. A diet that's got no fat in it at all. Zero fat diet. Zero fat. Okay, these stupid carnivore MDs, these guys are so full of shit. All right? Okay, they poke fun at all these zero fat, high carb vegans. Okay? God rest their souls. Some of them just take it too far. But maybe it's time to learn from that, you fat asses. Okay, it's not like you can't put the brakes on the weight loss, you morons. A diet that a human being could actually sustain, okay, that takes them to some crazy low body weight, down to skin and bones, that's obviously maybe in the right direction of the diet that's going to get you morbid obese pigs down to a proper body weight. Okay, that carnivore diet is Stall City. Stall City. Okay, nobody on that stupid carnivore diet can even dream of getting down to the body weights that some of these fruitarian vegans can hit on a zero fat diet. And then you're listening to me so you don't take it too far. Obviously, if you take it too far, that's a mental health issue. Okay, you can literally do a zero fat diet and still get in a bunch of lean animal protein. Zero fat Greek yogurt. You're fat. You don't need any fat in that diet, idiots. Nothing competes with cutting the fat down to zero or as close to zero as you can get it. And then you knock the refined sugar out. Why can't people just learn from some of these extreme situations with these fruitarians? Zero fat diet. Learn from it, you morons. Instead, guys like stupid ass Sean Dad Bod Muffin Top Jackass Baker, he mocks them. Yet he's got a bazillion cult followers that he's ripping off with his bullshit, him and Ken Dad Bod Barry, trying to sell people that they're healing. Well, they're just in Stall City. It's bullshit. The weight loss is the most important part of healing, you fat pig. Okay, if you got a woman, like they took so much advantage of that Limitless Lindy, check her out. Okay, go send her a message. Okay, this woman was like 600 pounds. She lost a pile of weight, yeah, eating. You know what she was eating? She was doing a meal a day on a ribeye steak. That's sustainable. Maybe give Limitless Lindy, some credit for her absolutely insane willpower instead of just putting all the credit on your dumbass diet, Baker, you idiot. But then she stalled. Stalled out at a fat ass body weight. She's been there forever. Okay, because truth be told, to go from 700 pounds down to 300 is a joke. You can do that on an OMAD, on a McDonald's diet. It's a joke. It doesn't even compare to these women that are getting down to like 60 pounds. Okay, all as a woman like that Limitless Lindy would have to do is kick that stupid carnivore cult to the curb. Okay, tell Sean Baker to put it up his ass, stick his stupid diet up his ass. Let go of the fear of judgment. Cut the fat out of your diet. Eat some carbohydrate and get skinny as a rail. Okay, let's make this all about the scale. The lightest body weights you've ever seen are always from women that are eating like no fat. None. It was always common knowledge that when you're trying to restrict the calories, you ate the fat out of the diet. It's 9 calories a gram. You don't entertain dietary fat when you're trying to run the calories through the floor. Nobody Nobody that's hitting these extreme low body weights has an ounce of fat in that diet. An ounce, a gram. Literally, learn from the extreme. Learn from the extreme. Okay? Being 5 or 6 or some crazy fat ass, 500, 600, 700 pounds, and then getting down to 300 measly pounds and stalling out is not extreme. Extreme is when a woman could literally eat in abundance and get down to like a 60-pound body weight. Not stall at 300, and then you got Ken Dad Bod Berry. They just put that Limitless Lindy's weight loss on display. She was morbidly obese and lost easy weight. Get real. It doesn't even compare. It's not even in the same realm as these zero-fat dieters. Not even in the same league. Okay, people get so caught up in the pounds that they don't actually look at the end result where it's like, well, did these people actually get to a good body weight? No. These carnivore grifters are such scammers that stupid Ken Dad Bod Berry had to actually literally say, somebody sent me this short. He had to say that the carnivore diet's not a weight loss diet. It's a weight optimization diet, he says. Yeah, that Limitless Lindy, tell her that. Yeah, her weight looks real optimized at 300. 300 pounds. All as a fat person is, it's still just sitting there eating a bunch of fatty meat is a 300-pound fat pig. Doesn't matter if they lost 400 pounds. Who cares? Who cares? You're not getting to the goal line. You're not getting to the end. Okay, these zero fat vegans get to the end and then some. They get to the end of the line, all right? Okay, maybe learn something from these people that your stupid cult leader, Sean Dadbod Idiot Baker, is mocking with his bullshit, making nothing but money off of you. Okay, if all it takes is that one woman, that Limitless Lindy, I mentioned her because they put her on display on like all the time. Being like, oh, she lost 400 or 500 pounds on carnivore and she's still a fat ass. Doesn't mean a damn thing. She's still fat. You're still fat. Doesn't matter if you weigh 2,000 pounds and you lost 1,500 pounds. You're still 500 pounds, fatty. Fatty. Soon as you cut the fat out of that diet, Okay, why do you think I even brought up the low-fat Subway shit? Okay, that Limitless Lindy, her willpower would have been insane to eat one ribeye, a pound of ribeye on a meal a day. That's how she lost the weight. How sustainable is that for like the average person? Not lost the weight that she lost. She's still fat. Shit, if she would have been doing the Subway, if she would have been doing low-fat subs on a meal a day, she would never have stalled. Never have stalled. Just like your buddy. Okay, just like your buddy Jared. Just like Jared, old Subway Jared never stalled. He went all the way down to Skinny Town, baby, on that low-fat diet. And that wasn't even crazy low-fat. Obviously, he didn't get nowhere near to where those fruitarians would get. That's just the most extreme end. Just back it up a step. It's the fat, you idiots. Okay, I have some crazy-ass willpower discipline. So I've gotten lean just by yarding the calories down on a high-fat diet temporarily. Hormones tank on that low-carb bullshit. Testosterone tanks. You cut the fat right out, you're fat ass. You're fat, you're fat, you're fat. You can knock the fat right out. You can even knock the meat right out just to be sure the fat's rock bottom. Have meat like shit. Fat people go. If you're doing it with starch, good old Johnny McDougal style, you're doing low-fat starch sources like potatoes and fruit. Shit, you fat babes go weeks without any meat. And then once you get down to fighting weight, add your meat back in. Like, okay, I don't have to promote a long-term vegan low-fat diet. But you learn from it rather than being a jackass and just running with everything Baker tells you. Okay, you're stalled out. You're in denial. You're in denial. I see so many, oh man, they'll take a fat ass and lost a bit of weight on their stupid zero carb bullshit, and they'll just pump it up and get more of your bucks. What I'm talking about, like, free. It's $1 a day diet. And it's extraordinary cheap for you fat asses, because you guys don't even need to buy any lean meat. You're gonna have, if you're pounding back a bunch of starch, your protein's actually even gonna be high enough you can still build muscle all the way down. You just don't need any animal protein. You're so fat. You're a fat ass. You're a fat ass. Okay, even look at that Spud Fit guy. He lost a crazy amount of weight on straight potatoes. Do you have to get that extreme? No. You can do potatoes, oatmeal, rice. You get as close to 0 fat grams as you can and add in fruit. Imagine he would have been doing potatoes and added in a little bit of fruit, which he might have. Then it would be, the adherence would be insane. You just cut the fat on a damn diet. The adherence is nuts. Show them by these literally skeleton women. They get down to like 60 pounds. Why do people do this? They just get so religious that they look at somebody like it's amazing that those women can get that light. Okay? Death or no death. Okay, they take it too far. There's psychological issues, obviously. But regardless, it doesn't matter. It's always the same. With these skeleton women, the diet of choice. The diet of choice to get stupid skinny. Which is going to be the same basic principles for you fat pigs. Is cutting the fat right out of that diet. The basic principles are the same. They take it too far, and you won't need to do it. You won't do that. Okay? Don't go thinking you're going to do it. You're going to even get to where the people I put in this thumbnail. Kidding me? You ain't getting there. Shut up. You're not getting there. Okay? Don't be worried about getting too skinny. Shut up. You can always gain weight back, idiot. There's nothing worse than somebody's like, that's too skinny. Oh my God. Like, make it sound like that took no work to get that slit. Like, oh, are you stupid? That's too skinny, says the fat 500-pound pig. Like she's gonna get there. Like she's gonna ever see that realm. Okay? Everybody's too fat. You know how often you'd run into somebody that's that slit, that's that skinny? Never. Never! That carnivore diet is dead. Okay? Nobody in real life's eating a meat-only zero-carb diet. It's just loud on the internet. These guys they have a cult that on the grand scheme of things is a very small amount of people, but loud on the internet, and they take all their money. You know, old school lean meat, starch, fruit. Okay? That's going to get you, like, that's old school bodybuilding diet. You throw that in with a meal a day? Or you do a meal a day with starch and fruit? Okay, get rid of the refined sugar. Okay, starch, fruit, meal a day, lean. Like, are you serious, course? The abundance is insane. A pile of salt. You'd be surprised, a lot of these skeleton women, the reason they actually perished was actually because the salt was just too low. The human body's insane, man. Even the ones that get crazy skinny. It's just the salt is so low, they run low on electrolytes, and usually that's what causes the heart attack or something like that with the potassium and the sodium. Or they black out and hit their head or something like this. Okay, it's not like they're having a heart attack like some fat-ass, high-fat dieter. It's a fat pig with clogged arteries, heart attack city. It's because they just are so low on electrolytes. Okay? their heart might go into some fibrillation or some shit. Okay, that's extreme, man. Learn from it. You're nowhere near there. Okay, you're nowhere near there. You throw that fasting in there with your snake juice salts and you're smashing in starch, potatoes, oatmeal, like old Johnny McDougal shit, and then you throw in some fruit, no refined sugar, lots of salt. You take advantage of that, and if you want to have some lean meat once in a while, or you can have lean meat every day. Okay, but you want to get that fat down to nothing? Then you pick meat sources or animal protein sources that are zero fat, like your zero fat Greek yogurt, your crazy low fat fish. You are getting laid. Laid. No one's messing with this. Why do you think that sugar diet was blowing up, for crying out loud? Just that there's some mistakes being made. The refined sugar is getting way out of hand. The candy was getting way out of hand. Okay, that'll screw your teeth. Okay, you take advantage of a little bit of fasting. Okay, take advantage of a little bit of fasting. That's just going to be good for teeth health in general anyway. Starch ain't even an issue. Okay, don't abuse the simple sugars. Okay? Don't abuse the simple sugars. That's why the sugar diet was taken off. Don't make no mistake. Okay? It makes you lose insane amounts of weight when you cut that fat out of that diet. The problem is the food choices were bad. You go back to the same idea. Okay, you go back to the same idea, and you don't have to ever push a vegan agenda. If you add in lean meat, add it in. You can add in lean, zero fat protein sources, for crying out loud. But you fat pigs go weeks on end with no meat. Okay, especially the starch is there, because the starch is a good amount of protein. Okay, it has a good amount of protein. Your metabolism is going to be running hotter than hell. Okay, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. I'm sick and tired of seeing these stupid carnivore MDs bust these low-fat vegans that literally they take the most extreme example and they use it. They use it to create this division with people, almost like the way politics and shit works and the algorithms work on stupid YouTube. They use it to make these people that are following them hate these low-fat vegans, when the very fat asses that are following them trying to lose weight. But then they lie and say, well, you're not losing weight. It's not about weight loss. You'll hear these stupid carnivore MDs say this shit. Because everyone's pissed off. They're on the brink of getting out of that crap. Then you got Sean Dad Bod Baker's always trying to get all their money and shit. These guys are crooks, man. These guys are crooks. Okay, plants are trying to kill you. Baker, what an idiot. He's made YouTube videos. It's like, potatoes are trying to kill you. What an idiot. Are you nuts? Potatoes are trying to save your ass, you fat pig. Potatoes? That's like the best weight loss food on the planet. It's a fucking potato. And Baker's telling you that they're trying to kill you. The woman that they threw it on display, that Limitless Lindy, if she jumped on a bunch of potatoes and lean-ass protein, if she doesn't want to cut it out, she'd start dropping weight like a bat out of hell. Because people talk to me, baby. People talk to me saying that she's like MIA because she's embarrassed. Stall City. Diet's a joke. And the outliers that are actually slim on it do crazy amounts of activity, and or they were full of shit because they know so much money's in that carnivore diet. Shit, they could be doing a low-fat, high-carb vegan diet for all I know and still selling it like it's getting the results like this carnivore shit because the low-fat doesn't grab that algorithm. As soon as you cut the carbs out of the human diet, the adherence just dropped through the floor. There's more and more and more of these zero-fat carnivores starting to wake up, but when you got these crooks pushing this shit like crazy, and the way the algorithms work, it's so easy to keep weak people that are desperate to lose weight brainwashed. And they always will spin it, and they put Ken Dad Bod Berry on like a crazy pedestal. Okay, like he's some genius. He's got like a goddamn turtle shell for a gut. Okay, he looks like shit. I couldn't believe how fat he is. Okay, he's like this fat guy with T-Rex arms out there. Like, oh man, this guy's a joke. Okay, Dad Bod Baker. Man, this guy can't get lean for his life. He's a waste of genetics. Baker's genetics are insane. That's the only reason he gets the clout that he does, because he's so big. Okay, he holds body fat pretty good because he's so big. Okay, he can lose like 40 pounds and have crazy speed. Be way more explosive. He's slow as shit. He's slow as shit, and he's lost muscle, I guarantee it. And even when he was eating so-called carbs, which these stupid carnivore MDs not even know what a carbohydrate is. Every time you hear them mention carbs, they talk about pie and pizza, cookies. Idiots. Okay, Baker, even when he was so-called fat, back in his heyday, when he was competing in his shit, he was still only 300 pounds. At his height, I've seen him over 270 on a stupid carnivore diet. Give me a break, man. All Baker had to do was cut the stupid fat out of his diet back in the day and he would have been jacked. Like, dude, does he not know this? Is it that deep of a scam? Or does he truly not know this? Truly, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I truly believe he doesn't understand it. I truly believe he does not understand what a carbohydrate is. They don't get it. All of you can see by the way the verbiage is in their stupid comment sections from all their minions. They always talk like cake, pizza, and shit. They never bring up clean carbs. Do you know how fast you can screw up a potato with a bunch of butter? Okay, like you're getting lean on potatoes, man. Without the butter, without the oil. And it's funny, the best carbohydrates known to man for weight loss are actually some of the ones that shuttle fat the best. Like, do you know how much oil and cheese and shit you can put in a pot of potatoes and the volume doesn't even go up? Now it's just rich with fat. It's the fat, man. Okay, yeah, there's people that got some willpower and discipline that can just restrict calories trying to keep fat in their diet. But it always falls apart. When you just cut the fat out and then you give your body what it needs, the protein and the carbs, and your fat pigs don't even need the protein from the meat. Learn from these vegans that are low-fat fruit vegans. Look at the most extreme body weights, which is them. The most extreme low body weight. Okay, did they lose all the fat and all the muscle? Yeah, so? Doesn't matter. They're stupid light. You just don't take it that far, man. Okay, once you get down to where you've lost like a pile of weight, you're at a good weight, pump the protein back up. Like, figure it out. People are idiots. You see a picture of a skinny-ass vegan that's zero-fat diet, basically, fruitarian, and you just shit all over it. You're like, oh, I don't want that much. She doesn't look good. Like, no shit. But is she light? Is she lighter than you by a mile? Okay, like those vegan women are literally like a third of the weight of that Limitless Lindy on her stupid carnivore shit. And you know damn well, this is the funniest part I always see. They give that dumb carnivore diet so much credit. It's just the mediocre weight loss that even gets some of the health issues to disappear. You can do that at McDonald's. And then they're like, every time I go off a carnivore, I get inflammation again. Yeah, what's your off of carnivore diet look like, you idiot? A bunch of goddamn cake. You're not eating clean carbs. Shut up. Shut up. You're not eating clean-ass carbs. You're going off your stupid elimination diet, high-fat bullshit, rip-off bullshit, Rivero bullshit, rip-off meat. Oh, my God. Blowing crazy money in your ribeyes, and then you go and just eat ice cream and pizza. But it's the carbs, right? Just crazy amounts of fat. Type 2 diabetes city. And that high-fat diet, when you cut the carbs out, doesn't help your glucose tolerance at all. That's why every one of these stupid-ass, oh my God, these carnivore MDs, they have you so screwed up that as soon as you do eat some junk, your body just blows up like a balloon because your glucose tolerance is trash from your stupid long-term low-carb bullshit. So then you're extra scared of anything. See, you take somebody that's doing a low-fat diet. Their metabolism is so hot that they can have that dirty day. They can have a dirty week. They can go on vacation and have a week that's dirty. I mean dirty like pizza and shit. And they'll barely gain a pound because their metabolism is so hot from that low-fat diet. But you take these stupid-ass low-carbers and they have a cheat day and they just blow up like balloons. And then don't even get me started on the stomach destruction, the microbiome destruction. Sean Dad Bod Baker, out of all the scammers, he's probably the most consistent with his dog shit diet. And his little tummy, he can't even eat a potato now without having digestive issues. Can't even eat a salad. He can't even eat a salad. What a joke. Okay, like seriously. And then he uses his screwed up stomach and his story, how he couldn't even eat a potato without getting massively constipated and shit, to fearmonger the shit out of his Mickey Mouse cult. He was like, I got a potato and some salad, and I had to go to the hospital and get my colon jackhammered out. Because your gut is destroyed, you idiot. Because the very thing that you guys shit on, all the plant foods, that's what makes your gut biome strong. Morons. Even those microdose plant toxins that are trying to kill you, that makes you resilient to sickness, you idiot. Okay, when you cut the fat out, your body's got crazy energy on the carbs. Man. Okay, I've been trying to help fat people with weight loss for 9 years. I've done every single macro split you can think of. I was coaching an honest-to-God ketogenic diet, low protein, high fat, before Sean Baker even came on the scene and basically hijacked a proper therapeutic keto diet with his crappy carnivore protocol. His crappy ass dog shit carnivore protocol, which basically is just like 50-50 fat protein. It's shit. It's shit, and everyone thinks it's like more hardcore because you're cutting out the plants. And the low protein, high fat ketogenic diet, okay, has a use case for like epileptics. Like, it's like 1 in 100,000 people. And truth be told, I've seen epileptics actually solve all their symptoms on a low-fat diet now. That's the crazy part. Man, okay, these carnivore MDs are taking your cash. All right. I'm showing you how to get healthy eating like poor man's food. It shouldn't cost a dime to get healthy. Truthfully, the healthiest lifestyle is the poorest lifestyle. Floor sleeping, because beds are a scam. Low-fat dieting, high-carb, potatoes and shit, lean meat. Lean meat's cheaper than your stupid high-fat man-made bullshit meat. Okay? Even body weight calisthenics, if there's no gym. Okay? Just regular work. Like, how healthy would you be doing that shit? Extremely. Obviously, chasing the best sleep possible. Not to mention that oh my. Why do you think this even happened with the whole sugar diet? Because the original sugar diet, like now it's a year and a half ago, I came up with it, was a low-fat diet that was lean meat, whole food carbohydrates. Lean meat in moderation, whole food carbohydrates. Okay, that's what it was. And how did that even come about? Why did I completely stop pushing anything that was high fat? Because I gave people lots of ideas and shit to try over the years. But why did I stop pushing anything that was high fat? Because menopausal women, which are the hardest demographic to get weight off of, were literally getting the worst symptoms you can known to man on your stupid carb-phobic carnivore bullshit. Screwed up thyroid function, can't get weight up for their life, can't sleep. And soon as I told them to cut the fat right out, that's women. And you're worried about all your hormone bullshit. We're talking older women cutting the fat right out, cranking the carbs right up, lean meat, all their freaking bullshit would go away, and they'd start getting lean like they were when they were 18 fucking years old. Okay, that is how it all started. That's why I was like done with that high fat shit. Because that demographic, if it works the best for them, it's going to be the best for everybody. It's just process of elimination. Okay, like it's so simple. You are in Stall City. Stall City! Do you know how many of these jackasses on stupid listening to Sean Dadbod Baker, if they even did just a meal, they're already doing a meal a day. They're doing prolonged fasts on their stupid ribeye diet because they can't lose weight on the diet on its own. Think that's going to happen when you go on zero fat? You add some fasting into this, it's like insane weight loss. Insane. Okay, they're already using all this fasting because they can't lose weight on their stupid carnivore diet the 5th time they've tried it. Because their metabolism's screwed, so they never get that initial result again. Because their metabolism is so shot from cutting those carbs and entertaining all that dietary fat. It's as simple as that. These women that end up literally skin and bones, they're the epitome of what you should be looking at to what actually works the best as far as macros to get as light, to get that low body weight. And then all you do is you throttle the protein to control the muscle mass. Which on the other extreme end, to have the most muscle possible with the least amount of fat, what diet is that? Old school bodybuilding diet. Still low fat, whatever's in the lean meat. So that's the two extremes. You got basically straight fruit, two extremes on the low fat spectrum. Straight fruit, zero, like you're talking zero fat, fruit and starch. And then when you go to the other side of the bodybuilders, you start throwing in like chicken breast and shit. And there's a bit of fat there. Okay, that's it. And both parties are going to be lean. It's all about how much you want to control your body weight and muscle mass. That's it. And when it even comes to muscle, are you serious? Like, are you fucking serious? That carnivore diet, if you put somebody that's built a massive, like a wicked base on a low-fat diet, lean meat, and whole food carbohydrates, they're losing muscle in that carnivore diet. That carnivore diet's muscle loss city. I guarantee you, Sean Baker has lost muscle. He makes it try to sound like he's all strong. Yeah, he's so mediocre, compared to his stupid followers. Okay, he's lost muscle, guaranteed. Guaranteed he's lost muscle. Didn't he have actually a world record deadlift at one point? Like, give me a break. He's not even close to that anymore. If he would have just cut the fat out of his old school diet he used to do back in the day, when he actually had half a brain, he would have lost all the body fat and been crazy strong without doing all this bullshit and screwing up his gut. And the diet in general just blows. Like, who the hell wants to eat like that? Okay, I've ate like that. Like I said, I was coaching that shit before Baker even came on the scene. Before he was even on the scene. And truthfully, they used that Limitless Lindy to really blow that shit up. They used her big weight drop, but she's in Stall City, to really blow it up to the idiot masses, to the brain dead masses. Like you people, okay? You people need to look at the end. If you got somebody that's lost a pile of weight, but they're stalled out at a dog shit body weight, at a dog shit body fat level, what they did is it doesn't work. Doesn't matter if you lost weight if you can't get to a proper fucking body weight. When are people going to get that through their damn head? When? Like when? That's how mediocre the whole weight loss community is. And that's why guys like Ken Dadbod Barry and Sean Dadbod Baker and Steak and Butter Bitch and Anthony Bitch Tits Chafee can rip you off. Okay, even that Steak and Butter Bitch. You know what's funny? That Limitless Lindy, I hear things. That Limitless Lindy used to be like part of the moderators or whatever. She'd be on the videos a lot. Now she's not. Because she makes that diet look bad. Because she's stalled. Because the diet sucks. It's not her fault. She's just getting bad dog shit advice. She was a big part of that crap with Steak and Butter Bitches live ripoff talks. That Limitless Lindy, I know for a fact. I hear things. And then slowly but surely, you wouldn't even see her face. She might be like moderating or something. She wouldn't even be on the videos. Wouldn't even be on there. Because they don't want her on there. Because she makes their scam look bad. It's just a big-ass pyramid scam. Shit. It's hardcore shit. It's like Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff. Shit. Sean Madoff Baker. Sean Bernie Madoff Baker. It's just a scam. It's a scam. It's a weight loss scam. It's a weight loss scam that gets a quick result, drop of water, at the start of your metabolism, still probably hot because you haven't cut carbs, then you stop. And the outliers that make a crazy amount of money, for one, they got extra motivation because they make a crazy amount of money, so they're willing to walk for 5 hours a day to try to keep weight off on their dog shit diet. Okay, those are the people that you see. What about this person? What about Kelly Hogan? What about Steak and Butter Bitch? That Steak and Butter Bitch, shit, if she ate her homeland diet, lean meat and rice, fuck, she'd have 20 times the body. Give me a break. 20 times the body. It's a joke. And even them, they can't get as low a body weight as those fruitarian, low-fat vegans. Not even close. You can't get there on the high fat. There's no way you're ever going to get as skinny as the people that I posted this thumbnail on that high fat diet. Look at the extremes. Learn from it. The amount of work that some of them women on their rip-off carnivore diet got to put in to stay slim is insane. When these zero-fat dieters, they don't got to do shit. They don't got to do shit. Why? Because the metabolism stays hot and the fat just melts off them. And fat is 9 calories a gram. What else does fat do? Screws up your glucose tolerance. You can see it a mile away if you do the blood sugar experiments, you idiots. Go drink a milkshake from McDonald's and then go eat like a 1,000 calorie milkshake versus 1,000 calorie of straight bananas or something. You don't even get close to the same blood sugar response because when that fat's in there, it makes your blood sugars go through the roof. If you put somebody on an IV, okay, glucose, snake juice salts, basically. You put them on that IV, blood sugars are running properly. You tell that fat pig to eat some butter, well, they got the IV in their arm. Okay, take this to Sean Dadbod Baker. See what he says about this. Like he's supposed to be a surgeon, I thought. That's what makes me wonder, like, these, oh my God. These guys are that big of scammers. You put somebody on IV and you make him eat a bunch of fat, straight oil. like butter, their blood sugar will start to climb. How does that happen, right? They're eating straight butter with the IV in their bloodstream. How does that happen? Well, because that butter blocks out the body's ability to take up those carbs. And that's how you end up with diabetes, atherosclerosis. It's the fat. Without the fat, the carbs are king. Lean meat, not your fatty dog shit. Your fatty dog shit is a joke. Okay, you're in denial. I'm healing. I'm healing. That's what Anthony Bitch Tits Chafee tells you. Because he can't get the weight off. You guys followed these jackass crooks to lose weight. Okay, you're in denial. You followed these assholes to lose weight. And now you're stalled the fuck out. Stall City. What all you need to do is cut the fat out of your diet and eat carbs and lean meat. If you want to really get aggressive with it, starch and fruit. Rev that metabolism up. If you really want to get aggressive with it, 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day. Snake juice, salt, starch, fruit at night. Nothing's more hardcore than that. Nothing. Okay, like these fruit vegans are like, that's exactly what I've been talking about. They're the ones that look like they came out of a POW camp. Okay, and the thing is, like I say, the very fact that you can't even go find, if you look up low-fat weight loss results, low-fat, high-carb vegan diet weight loss results, you see women that are all lean, all slim. They get to the end. Do some of them take it too far, start losing muscle? Yeah, so you don't have to do that. You always see them get to the end. You see the results where it's a woman that was like a bit fat. Now she's slim. Okay? Like a real end result. You get to the end. The very fact that some of these people can get their body to a state where they are literally where their BMI is like 10. Okay, where they get to the state where their BMI is like 10. That just goes to show how high the adherence is on a diet that is zero fat, based in basically carbohydrate and fruit. Specifically straight fruit to get down there. The adherence is insane. That's the only way you can physically do it. That is why if you go down, if you get a little dark about this, you can't even find this shit anymore. But it used to be a group called Pro Anna. Okay, I used to look up this shit. Okay, I was trying to find the best way to cut weight for people. So you go look at this shit, and you might find you can't even find these chat rooms anymore. Okay, I go read these women's diets, and it's always the same. The theme is the fat is gone, man. Nobody's entertaining dietary fat. Nobody. Anybody that's trying to cut calories with fat in the diet's an idiot. Why would you do that? Because now you just basically drop the volume. And the fat gives you a bad metabolic result. If you go into the dark side and you try to find some of this shit, okay, where these women are trying to like really put themselves in skeleton town, all right? You'll see what they're eating. There's no fat in that diet. They're eating like apples. Usually they are definitely abusing caffeine. Okay, it's all like straight up carbohydrate. Straight up carbs. And usually if they're eating meat, it's exactly what I'm telling you. It's a zero fat diet. If they're eating meat, it's like tuna, like zero fat tuna and water. Zero fat Greek yogurt, like we're talking no fat. None. And then when you feel like if you're taking it too far, you just back it off. And the one thing that usually they make the mistake on, I know this because some of them came to me for coaching, because they were so lightheaded and shit all the time. That's where the snake juice solves the problem. That's really what gets dangerous when those women get low on salt. Like I said, when they get low on salt, that's what could cause a heart attack. Okay, the human body can get right down to the bone as far as muscle and body fat. Shit. It's a salt. Okay? If you hear of a vegan having a heart attack, make no mistake. It has nothing to do with clogged arteries, you idiots. Nothing. All right? If they're a woman that's that skinny, nothing. Nothing. It was an electrolyte imbalance that caused that shit. Every time. It's not like your fat-ass, high-fat pig, carnivore pigs. Okay? It's literally, it's going to be blockages. Like, that's what fat does. Okay, now if you have the willpower and discipline to stay like really lean, and you're tolerating a pile of dietary fat, the odds are going to be a lot lower of you having a heart attack. But let's get real. That's why we've been seeing it. Some of these people on this crazy high fat shit, especially when the macros are bad, it isn't ketogenic. It's not like a low protein diet. You get a lot of glucose produced from that protein with the fat. That's the worst. Heart attack city, stroke city. You see people on these YouTube channels now, they're having strokes and shit. You know, they're fucking... Okay, their face like, fuck. Oh, I was listening to Ken Dad Montgomery. No, my side of my face is hanging down 5 inches. Because I was just going to get patties from McDonald's. Patties. Ken Dad Montgomery, this big ass turtle shell gut just cruising through McDonald's. Cruising through. Shit. I know all the tricks. Okay, I've done all that bullshit. Way before these guys are pumping that shit. Okay, I was eating sticks of butter like an idiot. If you go to my Instagram, Snake Diet Wizard, if you want coaching, get a hold of me. Cole Robinson on Facebook. You go to my Instagram, go back like 100 miles. There's me like eating like Kerrygold butter or some shit by the stick. This is like in 2016. Okay, dumbass shit. Okay, which it always led to the same shit. It would lead to getting back into the carbs. If I knew what I knew now, I would have been yarding that fat right out on OMAD like crazy. That's what I was doing before I even started my YouTube channel. I got into that. The original snake diet was a meal a day, low-fat diet. I was eating rice, fruit, lean meat. And once I got on the internet, because I was more into the fasting aspect, but sure as shit, you start looking up shit, and anything that went alongside fasting was always high-fat keto and shit. Thanks to Burglar, okay, Eric Burglar. At least Burglar wasn't stupid enough to tell people to cut vegetables out. At least he didn't do that. That's where these guys were bragging. Making it try to sound like, oh, carnivore's a tough guy. Nah, we don't eat no vegetables here. We're tough, right? Yeah, looks like it, Baker. Your tummy hurt, Baker? Your tummy hurt? You can't even eat a potato? You can't even eat a fucking potato, Baker? How many people have you screwed up royally? How many? I know a lot because they come to me. And they can't even handle any food variety. Thanks to you, Baker. And you got them so fear-mongered now that now their stomachs are screwed, so anytime they eat something, they think it's the food's the problem. When it's just your dog shit rip-off diet. So now their gut's screwed up. They're in stall city. They crave carbohydrate like it's going out of style. And you got them so afraid they're still just, let's give you more money, Baker. More money. Okay, more money. Oh, you better invest in Rovero. Oh. These guys are next level criminals, man. People always give me a hard time about flip-flopping. Now you see why. I always try to find the truth. The truth is cheap. The truth is cheap. All right? Okay, I tried all the stuff. It comes back to, you know what's actually funny? I'm not even going to lie. I was definitely dogmatic towards veganism for a long time. Okay, and I'm talking about that. I'm not a vegan. But when you see all these people, you look at your average vegan that's a low-fat vegan. And you always know the word that always went along with vegan, right? Maybe you should learn from this too, you fat sweat hogs. You know how they always say, oh, that skinny vegan. It's always that skinny vegan. You never hear him say that skinny carnivore. That fat pig carnivore. Okay, we're fucking omnivores, you idiot. That carnivore is just so stupid. Okay, even the name carnivore diet is just so fucking gay. Seriously. Seriously. Okay, we're omnivores, you idiot. Cut the fat out of that diet. Because all the easily accessible meat's leaner than hell. And if you're really poor, you didn't even have that much meat to get your hands on. It would have been all starch and fruit. And I guarantee you that's what led us getting so damn smart when we learned how to cook starch. Not what these guys are making up out of their ass. When humans learned how to cook starch, that's when we got smart. Of course, that's when the brain runs on like straight glucose. Even when you're in ketosis, which should never be manipulated with diet. I mean, when you're starved out in the bush and you roll into ketosis, all the ketones are is they're aiding. Okay, you're still running on sugar. Like, that's where people get so screwed up when you think you're running on ketones. No. Okay? They're supplementing because you're starving to death. Okay, you're running on fucking sugar, you idiot. That's why your blood sugar stays flat and normalized. Okay, you're an idiot, man. Oh my God. Anybody that like shits on glucose, you're nuts. Okay, try me. Okay, this is how bad it is, though. I'll tell you this. This is where shit can get real crazy real quick. Could you imagine if Sean Muffin Top Baker or like Ken Dad Bod Berry, he's like, hey, we'll prove to you don't need any sugar in your diet or sugar. Your body doesn't run on sugar. And they're like, take a nice big fat shot of insulin. Take a nice big fat shot of insulin. Drop those blood sugars down to 0, baby. Let's see what happens, baby. People get so dogmatic and religious about diet. There's actually idiots out there that would do that. If Baker or stupid Ken Dad Bod Berry actually said that, they wouldn't. I pray to God. But I'm not even kidding you, out of spite. It's spite. It's spite. That's why Baker always shits on vegans. He uses that to sell his brainwashed followers that are just desperate people looking for help to sell them the bullshit. It's almost the same. It's, oh my God, just alienating one group to pump yourself up. It's the same old classic story. Okay, that tactic's been used since the dawn of time, man. Okay, since the dawn of time. Especially if you're okay, good cult leaders. Okay, that's the funny part with me showing you all different diets and people say, you're a flip-flopper. That's actually how you can trust me. And you don't even see that. That's how you can trust me. Okay, like even me even entertaining the idea using these low-fat, high-carb fruitarian vegans as an example of anything being positive, you should trust me right there. Especially coming from a guy that was pushing mainly a lot of low-carb keto shit for years. Results talk, bullshit walks. End of the day, results talk, bullshit walks. And the fact of the matter is, the more fat you cut out of that diet, and you're eating whole food carbohydrates, especially if you're applying the same amount of fasting as you are now with your stupid ribeye and tomahawk diet, you're going to just melt. You're going to melt. If you fast all day on snake juice, and I told you guys the last couple of weeks, I don't even give a shit if you drink a gallon of coffee. Green tea, I just don't care. Diet Coke, 0 calories, I don't care. If you make it a 0-calorie fast, which is a joke to get through, you're a fat pig. Okay, you don't know what hunger feels like for your life. You have no idea what real hunger feels like. You've never been lean enough to feel crazy-ass hunger. You've never been there. It's a joke. To make it to the end of the day, and you smash back a bunch of boiled potatoes with a pile of salt, and then you have some fruit and have some oatmeal. Oh, man. Okay, this is how you kickstart yourself if you actually listen to this video and you've been getting scammed by Ken Dad Bodberry and Sean Muffin Top Baker, Anthony Bitch Tits Chafee, and Steak and Butter Bitch. If you've been getting scammed by them for the last 6-7 years, the best thing you can do is go straight, full tilt. Full tilt. The best thing you can do to get that initial kick down, meal a day on basically starch-based, rock-bottom fat, potatoes ideally. Okay, potatoes ideally, and fruit. That'd be the best thing you can do. Okay, somebody who's saying, oh, if John McDougall heard you right now, he'd be like clapping in his grave. He wasn't wrong, except the problem was old Johnny McDougall got too caught up in jumping on the vegan bandwagon when it got really hot to sort of push his starch message. But then you kind of like make a deal with the devil a little bit because now you can't tell anybody to eat lean meat. And he wasn't really like that back in the day. He even had times where he said it's okay to eat some lean meat. But most people don't even know that. But if you take that starch-based diet with some fruit and throw lean meat in there, you're a fat pig. You cut the meat right out just to keep the fat at 0 unless you find some 0-fat meat sources. Like, that's what the skin and bones women would do, all right? I hope this video doesn't get... This is one of the best videos I've ever made. Like that pro-Ana group back when it was... You see what they eat? There is no fat in that diet. No woman that was trying to get lightweight, baby. Lightweight, baby. No woman that was trying to get skinny was tolerating dietary fat. None. I could look through like a pile of... Basically, it would be a woman. She'd post what she was eating, and she'd post maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner. Some of them were already fasting, too. Those are the ones that were like, realized, geez, this is even better because now we can have a decent-sized meal in the evening, and we'll just push the fast all day. Okay, that was like, that probably came out of the intermittent fasting group, because before that, a lot of these women would have just been still under the impression they wouldn't have thought like that, even though they would have been doing almost fasting almost intuitively because they're trying to like basically starve themselves half to death. Okay? But they would be eating food choices. It would show their meals or whatever, and it was always no fat at all. No fat, a lot of fiber. No fat, a lot of fiber. Okay, a lot of them might be having some black coffee, some Diet Coke. Okay, that's what gets the results. Sorry. It's not like you didn't already know this. Give me a break. Who watching this right now is honestly going to tell me that they didn't already know this? If you're trying to get stupid skinny, then you're going to cut the fat right out of that diet and eat a pile of fiber. And you're going to end up eating carbs. And you're going to use maybe like some 0-calorie drinks to get through the day. Who doesn't get that? That's the oldest tactic in the book. And nothing's changed. There's nothing new. Nothing's changed. It's funny because some people, I was talking about low-fat dieting, using low-fat diet. See if that would grab the algorithm. And people will be like, that's a dated diet. Like, they're talking like it's, what do you mean dated? So what, food is dated? It's like, oh, is an apple dated? Are potatoes dated? Are you an idiot? I think the only thing that's dated is your brain. Your brain's expired. Expired. Your brain is mush. That's why you're in Stall City. Because you're still religious about diet when you can't tolerate the idea that you need to cut the damn fat out to get the best fucking weight loss results, you fat ass pigs.